Give me 6 minutes, and I'll teach you the love language no one talks about. Safety. You've heard about the 5 love languages, right? Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch. They're incredibly valuable tools for understanding how you and your partner best express and receive love. They've helped countless couples feel more seen, more appreciated, and more connected. And they offer a powerful framework for improving communication in relationships by speaking a language your partner understands. But what if there's a foundational love language that underpins all the others? A language so essential that without it, the others fall flat, lose their meaning, or even become confusing. What if the ability to truly receive words of affirmation or appreciate acts of service depends entirely on speaking and understanding a deeper, more primal language? Safety? While the popular love languages describe how love is expressed and received through specific actions or words, they sometimes overlook the fundamental condition necessary for love to flourish and for those expressions to land authentically. That condition is psychological safety. What does safety feel like in a relationship? It's the feeling of being truly accepted, not just tolerated. It's feeling seen and heard, even when your thoughts or feelings are messy or difficult. It's the security that comes from predictability and reliability. Knowing your partner is who they say they are and will do what they say they'll do. It's the freedom to be vulnerable, to share your fears, your insecurities, your mistakes, without bracing for judgment, criticism, dismissal, or punishment. It's trusting your partner's intentions, believing they have your best interests at heart, even during disagreements. It's the absence of walking on eggshells, of anticipating unpredictable anger, passive aggression, manipulation, or withdrawal. It is, in essence, feeling secure enough to relax, to be fully yourself, and to trust the ground you stand on within a relationship. Why isn't this fundamental need typically listed alongside the others? Perhaps because it's considered too basic, assumed to be present in any loving relationship, or maybe because it's harder to find and measure than giving a gift or spending an hour of quality time. You can't easily quantify safety in the same way you can count acts of service. But the cost of overlooking safety, of focusing on the other languages while this foundational one is neglected, is immense. Without safety, words of affirmation can sound manipulative or insincere. Acts of service can feel like transactional gestures rather than genuine care. Physical touch can feel uncomfortable or even threatening. Quality time can be spent in anxious hypervigilance rather than relaxed connection. The lack of safety breeds chronic anxiety, hypervigilance, and a constant state of emotional defense. It erodes trust, creates emotional distance, and ultimately stars the connection, potentially leading to the relationship's demise despite partners genuinely trying to express love through the other 5 languages. And here's the core concept, the crucial insight that unlocks a deeper understanding of relationship dynamics and can begin to shift your experience in just 6 minutes. Safety is not just a desirable trait in a relationship. It is a foundational love language, perhaps the most important one, because it is the enabling condition for all other expressions of love to be genuinely received and felt. Consistently demonstrating behavior that builds psychological safety is speaking a primary love language, communicating, "I love you, and you are safe with me," in a way that words or gifts alone never can. Without this foundation of safety, the other love languages are built on shaky ground. They might look like love from the outside, but they don't create the felt sense of security and belonging that is essential for deep connection to flourish. I heard of a couple whose relationship struggled for years despite both partners being genuinely committed and familiar with the traditional love languages. One partner, Alex, had quality time as their primary language. The other, Ben, spoke acts of service. They made conscious efforts, scheduling dates, doing chores for each other, but their relationship remained volatile, marked by frequent intense arguments and periods of emotional withdrawal. Through couples therapy, they had a breakthrough realization. Despite their efforts with quality time and acts of service, safety was profoundly lacking. Ben had a pattern of unpredictable criticism when stressed, making Alex feel constantly on edge and fearing judgment during their quality time. Alex, in turn, would emotionally withdraw after conflict, leaving Ben feeling abandoned and unsafe in the connection, making acts of service feel unappreciated because the underlying bond felt insecure. They realized they were trying to decorate a house, using the 5 love languages that had a crumbling foundation, lack of safety. Their therapeutic work shifted dramatically to focus specifically on building safety, learning to voice criticism gently, validating each other's feelings during conflict. I hear you're feeling hurt right now, before offering a solution, practicing predictable reliability, and crucially, learning how to repair ruptures after arguments by taking responsibility and offering sincere apologies that landed as genuine remorse, not just a way to end the fight. It was painstaking work, much harder than just scheduling a date night. But as safety grew, something remarkable happened. Their quality time felt genuinely relaxing, their acts of service felt truly caring, and their connection deepened because they finally felt safe enough to be fully vulnerable with each other. This story highlights that safety is not just the absence of threat. It's the active presence of behaviors that cultivate security, trust, and acceptance. Building this foundational love language involves consciously practicing specific skills and choosing behaviors that may feel challenging, especially if your own past experiences have made consistent safety feel unfamiliar. Let's explore the components of psychological safety in relationships and how to build this vital love language. Firstly, cultivate consistency and predictability. Do what you say you will do reliably. Be consistent in your communication. Respond within reasonable time frames. Follow through on plans. Predictability builds trust and reduces anxiety. Next, practice radical emotional validation. When your partner expresses a feeling, especially a difficult one, sadness, anger, fear, your first job is to validate the feeling, not the reason behind it, and not to immediately try to fix it, argue with it, or dismiss it. Statements like, "I hear you're feeling really overwhelmed right now," or "It makes sense that you would feel hurt by that," create a space where your partner feels seen and accepted, making it safe for them to share their inner world. Then, learn to repair ruptures effectively. Conflict and mistakes are inevitable in any relationship. Safety isn't the absence of conflict, but the knowledge that ruptures can be repaired. This involves taking responsibility for your part, offering sincere apologies that demonstrate understanding of the impact of your actions, and making amends. Knowing that your partner will show up to repair and won't abandon you in the aftermath of conflict is crucial for safety. Subsequently, create space for vulnerability and respond with care. Psychological safety allows for vulnerability. When your partner shares something personal, scary, or insecure, respond with empathy, compassion, and non-judgment. Avoid criticism, ridicule, or using their vulnerability against them later. Share your own vulnerability appropriately to foster mutual trust. Moreover, listen to understand, not just reply. Practice active listening. Pay attention not just to the words your partner is saying, but the underlying emotions and needs. Seek to truly grasp their perspective, especially during disagreements. Feeling truly heard is fundamental to feeling safe. Finally, respect and honor boundaries. Pay attention to the boundaries your partner sets, both explicit stated needs and implicit nonverbal cues of discomfort. Respecting their limits demonstrates that their needs and feelings matter, building trust and security. Building this foundational love language of safety takes conscious effort, particularly if you or your partner have past experiences from childhood or previous relationships that have made trusting consistent safety difficult. It requires patience, a willingness to look at your own behavior and its impact, and a commitment to creating a relationship where both partners feel secure enough to fully show up. We must reframe safety not as boring or the opposite of passion, but as the essential, fertile ground where true, sustainable passion, intimacy, and connection can actually flourish over the long term. It's not the absence of fire, but the stable heart that allows the fire to burn warmly without burning the house down. In conclusion, while the 5 traditional love languages provide valuable tools for expressing affection, they function optimally only when a foundational love language, psychological safety, is consistently spoken and understood. Building safety through predictable reliability, emotional validation, effective repair ruptures, creating space for vulnerability, active listening, and respecting boundaries is arguably the most crucial way to communicate love and create a relationship where both partners feel secure enough for deep connection, authentic intimacy, and love to truly thrive. It's the unspoken, foundational language that makes all the others meaningful, turning gestures of affection into felt experiences of being loved and secure. With that said, If this perspective on safety resonated with you or shifted how you think about connection, give this video a like. Subscribe for more insights into the often unseen dynamics that shape our relationships. Share this with someone you are building or hoping to build a safe connection with. And in the comments below, share one small thing that makes you feel truly safe and secure in a relationship.